Let me begin with a few remarks and then happy to take your questions. We are announcing today that the elimination of majors proposed in Point Forward is off the table and that we're going in a new direction. We notified faculty, staff, and student leaders this morning and will be making a public announcement later today. We see this new direction as providing an exciting new opportunities for our students, our community, and our region. We look to the future of UW-Stevens Point because of a tough financial situation. Since then, it has been painful at times for sure, and it has tested our shared governance process. But we have emerged stronger. Our shared governance system has served us well. Our faculty, staff, and community have been engaged, working together, developing alternatives. I've never been more proud of our people. We've done a lot of hard work steering us towards solutions in very difficult circumstances. We have listened and we have learned. Where we've ended up is better than where we started and where we were 6 months ago. In a word or two, simply, the process has worked. So if program discontinuance is off the table, what's on the table? What's our new direction? 4 things: new programs, retaining majors, integrating the liberal arts, and more collaboration. First, new programs. UW-Stevens Point branch campuses in Wausau and Marshfield are adding 6 associate degrees in applied finance, health sciences, information science, environmental science and management, human services, and leadership and project management. Bachelor's degrees in social work and business administration are also being added. Those are both 4-year degrees, and an MBA in applied leadership and decision making. On the main campus, we are launching 6 new programs: bachelor's degrees, 4-year degrees in finance, marketing, and management, a Master of Natural Resources, and the MBA, as well as a Doctor of Physical Therapy. Second, we are integrating the liberal arts. We're restructuring our schools and our curriculum to better integrate the liberal arts into programs that more typically focus on professional training. Next, we're also retaining the majors that were once considered for elimination, including history, art, and geoscience. But we are retooling those majors to make them more relevant to the 21st century and collaborating with UW partners. We're responding to students' expectations and community needs. We have become more innovative. And finally, more collaboration. Our new direction has been crafted by many voices. We've listened and we've learned, and we are now better positioned to implement innovative ideas that build on our strengths, serve our communities, and prepare our students for success. Thank you. Questions?
Chancellor Patterson, so kind of what led to the change of not eliminating these, retaining these liberal art majors?
Well, of course, we were always going to retain the liberal arts for sure. Whether we're going to have a major in one of those areas was certainly up for discussion. But what has happened, what has changed, is that our faculty and our department heads and our deans have worked very hard to collaborate and to develop new programs, some of which I just mentioned. But an example that I will give in addition to that is the new School of Design, where our faculty in interior architecture and our faculty in art and our faculty in graphic design have all come together to streamline the curriculum, to make the curriculum more efficient, to share courses, and to develop a new entity that will be very appealing to students and to the public and to donors and all those that are supporting the university.
And so with, what's going to happen with the Point Forward plan now? Is it to make up for that deficit? Is there going to be a new plan then?
Well, we're continuing to work on the budget situation, but we're really looking at how we can innovate going forward, how we can serve our students, serve the community, and provide the services that our community needs, our students need, and that they expect from us.
So then, just exactly what is the financial impact then of the new plan? Have you figured that out yet?
Well, we continue to have challenges, just like everybody does, and we're continuing to work on that. We have reduced our number of employees here through attrition primarily, and that has helped with the budget significantly. But we continue to look for other ways to address the budget issues, including the development of these new programs.
And you mentioned the 2-year programs, then obviously workforce shortage is something that gets hammered home quite a bit here in Wisconsin. So with the addition of 2-year programs like that, how do you see that impacting enrollment?
Well, what we have to do in Wisconsin and beyond is not to focus totally on the 17-year-old or 18-year-old coming out of high school, because frankly there are just not as many of them as there used to be. And so we're changing gears here to reach out to non-traditional students, to veterans, to individuals who have some college but didn't finish, and individuals who are looking to increase their situation at work where they might need another credential or something for that next promotion. All of those are potential students that we're reaching out to.
Then as far as your current students and staff goes, obviously this plan wasn't implemented without controversy. We had people calling for your job at one time or another. What kind of message are you trying to send to those who were deeply impacted and felt deeply passionate about these programs and saving them?
Well, clearly there's been intense scrutiny for sure. But what has happened, I think, is that all of us, the faculty, staff, the students, the administration, and the community are much more aware today than we were a year ago about the challenges that we face not only at this university, but across this country. And with that greater understanding comes ideas of how to address that. And that's what's happening on this campus. Those I just mentioned the School of Design. Over in the English department, they're elevating the Cornerstone Press from what was 1 book a year to 4 or 5 books a year. That's hands-on experiences for our students that will greatly enhance their job opportunities when they graduate. And it's that kind of innovation that's going to make a difference.
My last question, looking back to when you announced this, it was about a year ago at this time. You mean any regrets or thinking maybe you jumped the gun a little bit on announcing the cutting of these programs, or is that something that you thought maybe catalyzed this discussion?
Well, of course, we never announced that we were cutting programs. Those were proposals that we're certainly considering, but we never announced those cuts. Those programs were certainly being discussed as possible elimination, and we've moved past that. We don't see that that's necessary now, and we think that's great because we continue to value the liberal arts here. If there was ever a time in our nation's history where our graduates need to think critically, think collaboratively, solve problems, communicate persuasively both in writing and orally, to recognize an ethical dilemma when they see one and understand how to resolve it, how to work and live in a global economy, that time is now. And that's what we're preparing our students to do.
Now, moving forward, Chancellor, will the university and the community and the university have a say in what plans come forward for the next, to deal with that deficit?
Well, the programs that I just mentioned are coming up from the departments. So the faculty in those departments have been very involved in developing those new programs. And we continue to work very closely with our shared governance systems here. It has worked well. Yes, has it tested us? It certainly has. But it has served us well. I could not be more proud of the faculty and staff on this campus and the way they've rallied to make the changes that we need to make to continue to be relevant to those that we serve.
Anything else you'd like to tell people about this announcement today?
Well, we're excited about these new possibilities. We're excited that we were able to manage this without the elimination of those majors, and we're excited about the future.
Good if you're good. All right.